have to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We are also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. It's Friday. You can get involved by calling 888-77-5377 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. And my biblical question for this week, a doozy, a mamma mia, a hola, a si senor question. Are you a follower or leader? Are you a follower or leader? Which are you? You had all week to think about this. And what did you come up with? Know thyself. It's a spiritual battle. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you are running around this morning doing whatever it is you're doing, and you just can't sit and watch the show, you can podcast all the shows. But you can watch, you still can listen live on your phone, no matter where you are and what you're doing. You can listen live by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. Amazing, huh? Yes, Jesse, that is amazing. It's Friday. And every Friday, we also have Friday, Black Friday, but I'm thinking of changing Black Friday to Wednesday Black Friday or something, because I like for Fridays to always be just get it off your chest Friday, open line Friday, express yourself Friday. But right now it's all of that, and it is because we love the blacks. It is Black Friday as well. All my life, I had to fight. That was then, this is now. I love the blacks.
You do make disparaging remarks towards black people.
Be black.
I want to make sure we agree on that first.
No, we disagree.
Hold on.
I want to ask.
Well, and the things that you do, I just like I say, I want to hate you, but something won't let me.
Hey,
What?
what's wrong with the blacks? What's wrong with the blacks? It's a spiritual battle. No such thing as racism or sexism or homophobism or Debbie Dadism or white supremacism. Antisemitism, no ism. It is either good or evil. And it is not physical, it's spiritual. No ism. No racism is all made up. What a deception. That's why you got to overcome words. I was reflecting this morning, and I realized that until you and me and everybody can all day long, or at least start practicing being aware of what you're thinking and reacting to within, God can't help you. Until you could be present with that, to watch your thoughts and your reactions from within, then God's not with you. You are with you. You are Satan. But when you can get to the point, and if you stay with it, you will, where you can totally be aware of what's going through you, what you're thinking and what's going through you, and don't react to it at all, you're relying on the strength of God. You're saying to God, I need your strength. I am relying on you. But as long as you're reacting to what you're thinking and feeling, you're relying on you and not God. You can say, I'm relying on you, God, but you're reacting to thoughts and feelings, He can't help you because you're relying on you. And those thoughts are driving you insane, and you're in hell. When you get angry and you overreact, or you're revengeful and you act on that, when you call it you, you're not relying on the strength of God. You're not relying on Him at all, zero. That's why your whole life is nothing but misery. When you go off on people and think that you're doing something, you're protecting yourself, you're speaking up. You're doomed because you're relying on you, a false self. But when you can see that thought and emotion of wanting to get revenge or jealousy or strife or worry, fear, when you can see it and be aware of the feelings, the reactions within, you're telling God, I need your strength, God, without words. And until that happens, you're doomed. Your whole life is falling into doom, falling into hell. Your whole life. Every time you react, either within your own mind or you react towards someone else, you get angry or you overreact or whatever, you're doomed. When you can stand apart and watch the not you, and don't call it you, but be aware of it. You're relying, and do nothing about it. Don't call it you, but be aware. Don't run away from it. You are then relying on the strength of God. Saying you rely on the strength of God is not relying on the strength of God. Doing nothing about what you see inside of you and that you feel and whatever the emotion may be, then you're relying on God. When you do nothing about it, don't call it you, don't judge yourself in imagination or anything. When you do nothing about it, you're literally saying to the Father, I'm relying on your strength. and he will, quote unquote, the truth will set you free from the fake, not you. It really will, but you got to surrender in that way. When you stop taking the person, let's say somebody get all nasty with you, they go off. And when you can just see what they're doing and no response at all, zero reaction, not in thought or emotions or words, you're relying on the strength of the Father, and the Father will destroy the darkness, the false self, the not you. You got to surrender like that. But you got to be aware. It's kind of like, you know how you can be aware of your body moving around sometimes, just your body, you move your hand to comb your hair or whatever. You're just aware of it without trying. It's like a subtle aware that you're moving without thinking about you moving your physical body. Same way with the spirit. You got to be aware of just a quiet awareness of what you're thinking and what's going on in your mind and body. And you got to practice. I told y'all this year is about staying present. And when you're present, and present means to be aware, even as I'm speaking now, be aware of what is going through you, what you're thinking and what you're feeling. Come into my present, he says. Don't forget to remember to be present. The greatest sin is when you forget to be present. Without trying, it's like a subtlety, like you aware, but you're not like all into it, but you are aware of what's going through you. And I know people who, they are so emotional, and the moment you say something to them, they just go off. They all immediately, their ego feel attacked, and they think they're being attacked, and they react. And they don't see what they're doing. And when you can see that, what's going through you, you can understand that, and they're not attacking you, they're attacking themselves. They're staying alive with evil, and they're protecting evil, and they think, oh, I'm defending myself. I'm speaking up. I'm defending myself. No, you're not. You're killing yourself. You're destroying yourself your whole life. So, when you can remember to be aware of what's going through you, your mind and your emotions, those emotions, and don't call them you, do nothing about them, don't blame someone else for it, just be aware of it. But you got to practice this during the day because you're so used to living in darkness of imagination. It's hard for you to keep up with what's going on inside because you're so used to being unconscious. But it will get easier and easier. You become more aware. That's what the easy is, not that you can make it easy. Of living from within, being aware. No matter what you're doing. But it's up to you. You can hoop and holler and pray and carry on, sing, lift up both hands, and defend your faith. And see how far that gets you. Or you can let go and be free. It's up to you. It's a spiritual battle. And it's all happening in you. It's like the guy that's been accused of assassinated Charlie Kirk. Everything that guy was feeling, every thought, every emotion he had, it was never about Charlie. It was always in him and about him. But the deceiver told him, look how Charlie, I don't know, I don't hear his word. I'm just saying, same spirit that drives everyone. Oh, he speak conservative. He speak about this. He is against me. I can't believe it. The same thing, everything that man was feeling, if it is a man that did it or a woman, is all inside of him. Your misery, your jealousy, the envy, your fears, your resentment, your anger, your suicidal thoughts, your revenge is inside of you. It's not out there. There's no one else doing anything to make it happen. But you say that they are. Some men and women are waking up from that. It's like been difficult, but they're getting it. And you will if you stay with it. That's just my little talk for now. Do what you want. For those who want to know themselves and overcome, you can surrender by being aware that you're not your thoughts and feelings, no matter how good or bad they seem. And you'll see. But you gotta practice. You gotta watch those stabs you get every 5 minutes, 3 minutes, second, whatever, and not call them you. So, President Trump was on Fox and Friends this morning, on Fox News Channel there. And according to Fox and Friends, President Trump said on Fox and Friends that authorities have Charlie Kirk's assassin in custody. And that someone close to the suspect helped turn him in. Well, this is from Fox and Friends.
I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him, they said, whoa. It's interesting where we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it.
Amazing, huh? He said, I don't want to tell you too much about it, but he just said the father did it. And he said the father was a minister. What more do you want to tell us? What? A name? Amazing, huh? The father, according to Trump, the great white hope, what manner of man is this? The wind and the sea obeys him, turned him in. The father, according to Trump, New York Post says it's 22-year. New York Post says it's 22-year-old Tyler Robertson from Utah. According to a CNN report, Robertson confessed to his father that he shot Kirk during an event at the University of Utah the day before yesterday. And the father contacted authorities to turn him in. It was also reported that the father watched over his son until he was arrested. Amazing. 22 years old. So apparently, if it's true, we don't know yet. We'll have to wait to see what happened with the press conference, but they caught him, and they said they would. And I knew they would eventually because President Trump was behind making sure they do it. And they seem to be saying that the father is a church minister. All in the name. Amazing, huh? We'll see what happens as we move forward. If we get more breaking news on this during my show, the Jesse Peterson Show, we'll let you know. One other quick thing about Charlie Kirk, and I'll get to your phone calls, is here's footage from a restaurant tour. Footage from a restaurant tour event in Salt Lake City, Utah at 11:07 a.m. According to the original poster, shows Charlie Kirk opening up about one of his favorite Bible verses less than 2 hours before he was shot. Watch this from X.
My favorite verses, though, is Romans 8:28, which it says that God works all things for good for those who love Him. It's a very freeing and liberating verse for those of us that are Christians, because we believe that when things can be really bad, God is working it for His good, His perfect and pleasing will, which is a very, very hard teaching when you come across business closures or staff layoffs. But it's very liberating that God is working all things towards an ultimate good. So I love that, and it kind of is very freeing that I don't have to be in charge of everything. And there is a God, I'm not Him, and I surrender to His will.
I appreciate that.
So according to this report, that was in Salt Lake City at 11:07 a.m. on the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. It's a spiritual battle, folks. And nobody is you're not a victim. You just need to wake up. Once you can wake up, you'll be fine. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Georgia and talk to Josh in Georgia. Georgia, oh my mind. Josh, you are on the air.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Jesse.
Yes, sir. Amazing.
All right. I was calling for that biblical question, man.
Are you a follower or a leader?
Neither. Neither.
And why do you say neither?
I see that they're just both fake demon identities, and like Aunt Uda was saying yesterday, it feels like both. So at different times, it feels like I could be both, but it's I recognize that's how demons operate. They always got to have a bully or an appeaser or a slut maker and a sex dealer. There's always a bigger one and a smaller one, and so the leader is it's just a fake identity, and but they're really in the same hell. Like the bully is in the same hell as the victim, and I see that in men and women relationships too, man.
What a mess, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I see that in my parents. How my mom controlled my dad, but it looked like he was the boss. But it's deep. That's how them demons operate. They always got to have a victim and a bully, or a leader and a follower, or an employer and a boss, or a boss and an employee. But that's all an illusion. It's fake.
Amazing. Well, I appreciate that, and I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. I want to respond now, but I can't.
Yeah. All right. I think this was the best one of all time, man. I think this was the best biblical question of all time.
Right on. It is a doozy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask.
Yes, sir.
When you first heard or saw what happened to Charlie Kirk, what was your first thought or reaction?
I was actually watching Anchor Baby show when he announced it live, right when it happened, and he said it was in Utah, and it was it's got to be some white guy who did that, I guess, because
that was your first thought.
That really, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
because we're all thinking about the train incident and the blacks are going crazy, but it, I don't know. White guys are good at sharpshooting like that. That's my.
Yeah, I knew a black hadn't shot him like that because black can't shoot like that.
Yeah, we're not that organized.
Right.
We're not that. Yeah. So you see, the devil works in everybody. You think you're safe in Utah, you're in a white society, but Satan is still there, man.
They don't have black people in Utah?
Not really, man. Oh. It's a nice place too. I was telling Nick how I used to be Mormon, and that's
people. Where the Mormons live, huh?
Yeah, I love the Mormons too, man. They're great. They're cool people. They're very family oriented.
Yeah, they are. They are family oriented. How did you become a Mormon?
I was just it was like back in 2018. I was just looking to be around some family-oriented people. I had a girlfriend. I'm trying to have 8 or 9 kids, and the only people doing that was Mormons. They still having like 10, 11 kids, like it's nothing. I'm like, I want to be like that.
So you went up to Utah to meet a Mormon white woman and have that many children?
No, I had a black girlfriend. And she started coming to the Mormon church with me in Atlanta. And they're just cool people. They're very family oriented. It's a wholesome environment.
Amazing. Oh, hold on 1 minute, Nick. I think we have an image of the accused assassin, according to RNN intelligence. Derek just gave it to you. I want to flash it up there. That's the guy that they are saying that did it. 22 years old, according to the report. So this, according to RNN intelligence.
He was a little closer, Jesse.
Oh, good. Wow. You know the devil told him to go do that.
Yeah, that wasn't him, man. That was all the devil. Yeah.
I'm snooping. I'm nosy. Okay.
You look around in this room.
I am.
Wow. RNN Intel photo of Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robertson, in his dorm room in 2021. He can be seen wearing the same shoes and hat that he wore on the day of the shooting. That's crazy. Yeah. Let me see it again, Nick. That's his room, Nick, in his dorm. Let me see that hat. Yeah. It definitely looked like the same hat. Amazing. That's amazing, Josh.
Yeah, man. And
allegedly, that's a hat, and that's him. But go ahead.
That's him. Yeah, and another thing I felt when I heard about the shooting, it's almost like the devil in me was like, okay, it's time to go to war, man.
Go to war with who?
With we all thought it was liberals, who did it, or these communists, and so we don't really know, it could have been. I don't know, but that's what the devil in me was saying. I ignored it. I know that's not me, but
who were you going to go to war with?
Yeah, that's
no, that was a question.
You know what? The people who were celebrating.
And how would you go to war?
I wouldn't, but that's what the devil was telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could feel that too. I could totally feel that.
I got to take a break, man. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, man.
All right.
Bye.
No war, folks. You don't need to go to war with anyone. Josh just tells about what the devil telling him, like he's telling a whole bunch of folks. Quick break. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, They have rough lives. They're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. War is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. Only love. And I hear a lot of conservatives saying, we're at war now. We're going to go to war. I think they mean verbally, like what Josh was saying, verbally. But war is not the answer. You can't beat evil with a war. You have to defeat evil with love. Overcome evil with good. Quick announcements. The Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. Pacific time. 9 a.m. Pacific time. From 9 to 11. And then at 11, a brand new episode of the FallenState.tv. I had an amazing conversation with Rabbi Tovia Singer. He's an Orthodox Jewish rabbi, former anti-Christian, and the founder and director of Outreach Judaism. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God?
He was no more or no less a son of God than you or me.
Are you good or are you evil?
You can't be good unless you're evil. Be faithful to the Torah.
To a book.
And
be
Jesse, let me just
faithful
finish.
To a book.
Jesse, sweetheart, just listen to me.
What does that feel like? As a man to follow
it's
a woman.
It's the message. You are being naughty. You're so naughty.
Amazing. That's today, brand new episode of The Fallen State at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You can support The Fallen State right there as well, and become a member or whatever, and we appreciate it. Either they're on the YouTube channel, FallenState.tv, or Locals, JesseLeePeterson.locals.com. And after that, oh, Lord, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the American anchor, baby. Energy given to him by God. Amazing, huh? Right after the Fallen State, around noon or so, and he will be flying. Are you flying today?
We're out of here.
He's in the air. He's everywhere. Right after the Fallen State, around noon or so, give or take Pacific time. And then Sunday morning fellowship. Sunday morning fellowship, the rebuildingtheman.com/church. Doors open at 10:30. The meeting starts at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Amazing, huh? So, according to RN Intel, it is also being reported that Robertson's father didn't even take the reward money that came with the provision of information to secure Robertson's arrest. And they had put up like $100,000, I believe. And they're saying, according to RN Intel, they didn't take the father didn't take the money. Amazing, huh? Somebody, she's telling me, send it over here to the barn. $100,000. Amazing. I want you to know that you're going to hear some blacks. Jesse, what's wrong with the whites and why are they always killing? Why are the whites always killing? Nothing about the blacks killing each other and whites. Years now. The killing of white people is out of control by the blacks. More white people are killed by blacks than blacks by white people or their own folks. Isn't that amazing? But Jesse, why the white people doing shoot-ups in schools and stuff when it's happening every day, all day with the blacks? And not all the blacks, not all, but most, many. And I know Josh said that there were, as far as you know, there were no blacks in Utah for the most part. Well, apparently the one black that they have in Utah, according to the report, seemed to be trying to steal some of the hats that Charlie was giving out at his event. It's been reported now, I don't know. But it looked like he was taking the hats off. He went over behind the little protective rail there and was taking those hats and throwing them out. One black in there with all those white folks, he got to be the one that looked like he's stealing. After Charlie Kirk was shot, a black man at Utah Village University stole hats from his vacant booth. This is from X. Watch this.
Yeah. Grab me out. Hey, yo, grab me out. Let's go up, guys. Come on. Let's go up, guys. I don't know. Let's go. I have no idea. Let's go. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Get the out. What? Let's go.
Isn't that amazing? The one Isn't that amazing? The one black that was there, he's the one that tried to allegedly tried to steal the hats. Black people are a mess. They don't care. So-called Representative Ilhan Omar, whatever her name is, blamed Charlie Kirk's hateful rhetoric for his murder. Watch this from X.
This is the last question to you, Congresswoman. Dr. Monica Joy Cross says, how do we fix this? This is a persistent problem. Are there answers?
The answer is not to allow the hateful rhetoric to find the audience that it finds. I mean, one of Charlie's last tweets that I read was a video clip of him. I think in that clip he talked about you and said, Muslims are like bringing an ideology and teaming up with trans and like socialists.
When I become president, the first thing I'm going to do, and I have so many firsts, right, is ship Ilhan Omar back to wherever she came from. Think about this. This woman's supposed to be a refugee over the country where she can hardly breathe, meaning that she had no freedom. Our country said, come on over here and be free. And not only did they let this heifer, what a heifer, in our country, they allowed this person to be in government in the United States of America, and she hates the country. She doesn't even appreciate being in this country. She's not like the anchor baby. The anchor baby worked tirelessly giving back to America. He spent his whole lifetime giving back to the country. This so-called refugee, she's black. Well, she look black. Hate America. How in the world did she end up in our government. I'm just blown away by that. And they have another one, Talib Rashid, wherever her name is. Hate America in our country, and she support our enemies. My country gone crazy. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Tony out of California. Tony, you are on the air.
Good morning, Jesse.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
All right, you okay this morning, Jesse? I mean, I was just calling to check on your well-being because all this white-on-white crime is getting completely out of hand, out of control. And, I mean, I just want my country back so we can get along here and be, one big family. Can we do that, Jesse?
See, folks, I told you there's going to be some black people saying it. Tony can care 2 cents from California about black-on-black violence every day for years now. It's been happening. He doesn't care about the black-on-white violence every day now.
Come on, Jesse.
And
Come on,
Tony
Jesse.
can care less about that. But when a white person is accused of doing something, that's when he become alive. And he's like real concerned about that. But the genocide upon white people by the black, Tony never called about it. Jesse, why the black people committed genocide to the white? Why is that happening in Africa and here now? He doesn't care. I told you there were black people like that. Tony is an example of that. He is.
Come on.
He is an example of that. Am I wrong about that,
Can
Tony?
we talk, Jesse?
Am I wrong
Can
about
we
that?
talk, Jesse?
Am I
yes,
wrong?
You are wrong.
No. Am I?
Yes.
And
yes.
how am I wrong?
Yes, you are.
When the last time you called me and asked me why the blacks are committing genocides among whites?
When and where all that happening there, Jesse?
When the last time you showed any concern of what the blacks are doing to the whites? When the last time you called the show with concern about that?
Because it's not out of control, Jesse, like it is white on white.
When the last time you showed any concern about blacks attacking the whites? When the last time you called the show about that?
I haven't, Jesse.
And when the last time you showed? When the last time you showed? What's going on with? When the last time you showed any love and appreciation for being black and whites allow you to live in their country?
Allowing me?
Yeah.
Wow, really, Jesse? Allowing me? Really?
When have you showed? When have you showed any? When have you showed any appreciation for that?
I shouldn't have to because I'm paying taxes. I'm supporting myself. I've got my own businesses.
When have you shown any appreciation for white people allowing you to live in their country? Because you can't do that anywhere else in the world.
Yes, you can.
When the last time that, if you're doing that, I don't even know if you're doing that, to be honest. But when the last time you showed appreciation to the whites for allowing you to live in their country and have a job, period?
When have the whites show any appreciation?
You didn't answer that question yet, Tony.
Because you know one thing, Jesse? Why are you flipping this? I call you to ask you.
No, I asked you when the last time you showed any appreciation.
And now you want to talk about something totally different. I don't have to, Jesse.
And why not?
Because I'm a free person.
How are you free? You're not free.
I am free.
No, you're not.
I'm calling you, Anna.
When the last time you showed appreciation? I'm calling you because
Tony,
I'm going to ask you one more time. Tony.
Come on now, let's talk. Let's talk.
When the last time you showed appreciation to white Americans for being able to live in their country and make a phone call?
Because you know one thing? I don't have to, Jesse, once again.
And why not? Why not?
Because I don't have to show appreciation to no white person for letting me to live my life Okay,
And
Jesse.
why not, though? You didn't tell me why not.
They not God. They not God. They didn't bring me into this world.
What other country
why
can
should I-
you live in and have the freedom to make a phone call?
In a country that's existing.
What?
How about
Like
that,
what?
Jesse?
Like what?
Africa, Europe.
You
Asia,
can't make no phone
Japan,
call in Africa,
China.
man.
Yes, you can. Come on, Jesse. Come on. Now.
There are
Stop trying to
black
flip this, man.
Americans who
Can
are
we talk?
move. There are
Can we
black
talk,
folks.
Jesse?
There are black
Can we
folks
talk,
who are.
Jesse?
There are black folks who are moved to. Hey,
You tripping, Jesse?
Tony.
You tripping. I know you're upset. I know
Tony.
you're upset, Jesse.
Tony.
A white supremacist.
Bye, Tony. 888-775-3773. Let me go to Slim out of Maryland. Slim, I'll let Tony go. You are on the air.
What's going on, Jesse?
All is well.
All right, so I had a few things that I wanted to holler at you about today.
Okay.
I'm starting to learn the difference between reflecting and remembrance.
Uh-huh.
Like a lot of times, used to before I started the journey, I would remember things, but I would remember them for emotional reasons. Like now that I'm starting to reflect and think about things and stuff, I'm not so emotional about it. Now, the problem is, like a lot of times when I'm reflecting, a situation will come or a revelation will come, and I'll be like, dang, I want to talk to Jesse about that. So the next day will come, and I'll be ready to call you, but I forget what the whole thing. Like, and I know it's not important to remember because when another situation come, I'll be able to use that knowledge that I gained in that moment. But is this something wrong that I'm not able to remember?
Not at all.
Okay, all right. Because I thought,
you're so right about the difference between remembering stuff as opposed to reflecting. Absolutely.
Right. All right, cool. I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy. All right, so in the
Grandpa, tell me about the good old days.
You know what I mean? So in the topic of reflection, I was watching this movie, and the movie was called A Quiet Place. And in the movie, it's like these crazy monsters that can only attack you if they can hear you. So like if you move or if you respond or if you scream or something like that. So in the reflection of the movie and thinking about the movie, it kind of just reminded me about like the evil and the devil and stuff like that, because the evil is trying to get you to react. So if you move or if you react or do anything, the evil gonna come find you and it's gonna rip you apart, just like the monsters in the movie. But if you stay quiet and silent and do not move, nothing can touch you. I mean, everything you say is so true about that, and the movie was just reminded me so much of your message, man. That was it. It was in the movie, everybody had to be quiet, and none of the monsters could find them. They could, you know what I'm saying? Like they could be standing over top of them, but as long as they was quiet and silent and not moving, they could not be touched.
Absolutely,
so that was. Yeah, it was crazy. All right, so the last thing is...
That's what I was saying this morning is that, and when you can, and I encourage people to be aware, stay present, because when you can be aware of those monsters inside your mind and emotions and do nothing about it, but see it, don't run away from it, face it, and do nothing about it, you're literally saying to God, I need your strength, God. I can't do this.
Yep.
I need you to come and save me. You allow him to give you his strength, to use his strength to save you from them. When you can see it and do nothing about it, and even if someone cursing you out or yelling at you or so-called embarrassing you, whatever, when you can see it and do nothing about it, or you're just walking by yourself or you're by yourself and those monsters are talking to you, if you can see it and do nothing about it, the strength of truth, the strength of the light will come and it will destroy the darkness.
Yeah. So I also wanted to talk about the Charlie Kirk situation because it's so interesting to me. When it happened, I didn't see the video when it was circulating online. I don't have social media or none of that, so I was kind of behind on finding out. But I was talking to some of my coworkers and some other people who are black, and I was telling them like, yo, you know, the world is crazy. Like, bro, Charlie Kirk, the girl on the train got killed. You know, Charlie Kirk just got shot. So when I said that, the dude was like, oh man, he needed to get shot. And I'm like, dang, like in my mind, I'm like, bro, that's crazy. But I asked him, I said, why you say that? And he was like, man, you know, the stuff that he be saying about black people and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, what did he say about black people? And he was like, well, he like, if I'm rich, you know, if I got money, I don't feel like I should be paying X, Y, and Z for another person of, you know, black people who, I said, bro, and you don't feel the same way? I said, if you got money in your pocket and you work hard for your money, you feel like somebody else should be entitled to that? He was like, no. I said, well, that's the same situation. I said, that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy to me that somebody would think that it's okay to kill somebody for whatever, whatever they and what they believe is not affecting you in any way, shape, or form. You live in your life, they live in their life.
Yeah. The human heart is evil. That's why Christ said that you cannot trust an angry person. An angry person is a murderer. They're evil. Yep. Anyone that has anger is evil. I saw a report. We played it yesterday where they were holding a quote-unquote visual, some, I guess, Christian conservative people or whatever, for Charlie up there in Utah. And some black man, I mean, I don't know if you're black, somebody drove through the crowd on a scooter or something, and they said, F Charlie Kirk. And the people attacked him. They physically
I saw that.
I'm like, that's the same evil that's in the band that said F Charlie Kirk. And these people are showing the same evil. Yeah, they're showing the same evil that's in the man that said that about Charlie.
Yep. Everybody who was out there for a thrill. The dude on the scooter, the people who reacted to the dude, all the dude on the scooter did was bring out the evil in the protest.
100%. Absolutely.
That's it.
Amazing. Thank you, Slim.
Hold on. All right, one more thing. Biblical question. That's it.
All right. Are you a follower or a leader?
I used to be both. I realize your questions are spiritual. I used to be both. Now, I am none because I realize if I'm a follower, I think that I'm doing the right thing by following whatever or whoever. You could say, oh, I'm following God, but I don't even know how to follow God. I just realized that I'm not supposed to be doing nothing at all. I'm not a leader because I realized back in the day I used to lead myself.
Thank you, man. Because of time, we're about to cut off. I'll put my 2 cents in.
Love you, man.
You stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
All right, buddy. Love you.
Love you too, buddy. Amazing. Breaking news. New York Times report that Tyler Robertson was discovered over 250 miles away from Utah Valley University in Zion National Park. What?
Utah Valley University.
What did I say?
Utah Village.
Oh, Valley University. Back in a moment. Hate news, not the fake news. I'll be back in a moment. From rage to responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him, I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. There may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get from rage to responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man.
There's a whole lot of mess going on in the world, but as always, our greatest President Trump and his administration and the cops are cleaning it up. And hopefully the cops aren't making more mess in his administration. But nice. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Friday, Black Friday. Get it off your chest Friday, September 12th, AD 2025. The lines are full, but you can call in every so often just in case a line opens up, all right? It is Hake News, not fake news. JLP will be right back to your calls, and we'll get to your super chats, guys and gals. We appreciate them. And more great stories, all right? So busy day today. We have JLP, Hake, The Fallen State, Anchor Baby, and then on Sunday, Church with Jesse Lee Peterson. Check them all out if you so please, or check out the ones that you can and feel so inclined to check out. Very nice. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, reports you may be ready for fall, but summer isn't ready to let go. Because although September is fall for some people's minds, they say that it's still summer until like the 21st or 22nd or so. And the surge of heat is on the way for a large swath of the United States. Some of you guys are overseas. And by the way, down south of the equator, it's already going into winter, right? It's, no. It's going into, I don't know. It's fall, it's spring going into summer. I don't know. Never mind. No, it's winter going into spring. There you go. I think that's right. Anyway, millions of people expecting highs above 90 degrees Fahrenheit by Sunday. And that doesn't sound that warm. It sounds warm. It sounds, hot even. But it's hotter even more so for you guys who live in humid weather or humid climates, because that just makes it feel hotter and more oppressive, and you just can't stop sweating. It's a mess. Shout out. Anyway, Charlie Kirk, CNN was reporting that a manhunt was still underway as of like early this morning, but according to Trump, they caught the guy. Very nice. He told on Fox and Friends, the father turned him in. Apparently, they say that he caught, somebody reported that he confessed to his father that he shot the Charlie Kirk and killed him the day before last or whenever that was. And so the father turned him in and watched over him, but they found him in Zion National Park, Zion, which is in Utah, because the Mormons believe that the Israelites were in America. And so they believe Zion is here, which is nice. Shout out to the Mormons. Sweet. Anyway, it was a horrific shooting on Wednesday at Utah Valley University. Conservative political activist Charlie Kirk. And video released by law enforcement yesterday showed the suspect running across the roof of a school building and eventually going into a wooded area. He kind of climbed down and jumped down onto the grass and ran off, and he had like the long gun in his pants or something, kind of limping because of that. His tight pants too, by the way. Anyway, it wasn't baggy pants like gangsters do. Anyway, the investigation continues, and it's at a heightened pace. Authorities at that time, as of this morning, they had no idea whether the suspect was even still in Utah. Turned out he was like 250 miles away. Anyway, Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason was talking to the media in an interview Thursday. We literally have persons of interest, tips coming in on the tip line, spanning far and wide, said he. I wonder if there was like misdirection going on too. Anyway, the historically black universities and colleges and universities were in lockdown, multiple ones, down in the South, those black colleges, and canceled classes too, in some cases. Lockdown or canceled classes on Thursday over potential threats. Hampton University, Virginia State University, and Bethune-Cookman University, and Alabama State University were among several HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, claimed that they had gotten potential threats to campus safety. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753. 773 888 Jesse. And my biblical question, are you a follower or a leader? Are you a follower or a leader? Amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. Or if you got to run around and do whatever it is you're doing, you can listen to the show on your phone by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Friday. It's Open Line Friday. Get it off your chest Friday. Whatever is on your mind. Express yourself Friday /Black Friday. That was it. That was the good old days right there. And this is now. I love the blacks.
You do make disparaging remarks towards black people.
Be black.
I want to make sure we agree on that first.
No, we disagree.
Hold on.
I want to ask. Well, and the things that you do, I just like I say, I want to hate you, but something won't let me.
Hey, what's wrong with the blacks? Amazing. So it's being reported that there is going to be a press conference held in a moment now. And when it does, we will show it here. We'll air it here live on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. So don't fret not. We will show it as it is happening when it starts. And so let me know, Nick, when you're ready, when they started. And so about the alleged shooter of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. All right? Let me get you some super chat. We haven't done super chats all morning. Super chats.
King Alpha Nerd says, King Alpha Nerd here again. This is on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. First and foremost, rest in power, Charlie Kirk. And sorry, King Alpha Nerd. That's a black thing to say, rest in power.
Hold on,
there seems to be some movement here.
Yeah.
So we're there. Hold on a minute. Here's the live press conference.
And Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us Utah DPS Commissioner Bo Mason, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
Nick doesn't see your note. Men in charge.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits.
Amazing.
I know there has been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point."
Amazing.
Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who has worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful.
Okay, we
for
can
your
break
state
away from it now. So
that led out on this investigation.
They are reporting
A little bit of
that
the timeline.
they are reporting that they got the guy that allegedly shot Charlie Kirk. They got him, and that he was turned in by a family member. Very interesting. A family member. It sounds like the good old days, and when I was growing up, and a family member were to commit some type, which was rare. I don't even, to be honest, I don't even have a family member that I'm aware of at that time that were doing crime. But if that did happen, the family member would let them know if they did a crime. Or if they stole something from a market or something. In those days, black people would make you take it back to the store and apologize to the owner of the store. So this is cool if that's true, what they were saying, that if that's true, there is a nice to see that happening now in the USA of America. Because black people used to be that way. I don't know if they still do that. But amazing. So they said they have the guy. Now they have to go to trials and see what happens. Amazing. I think we have one other picture from the Drudge report. Am I right? About on this guy?
That's Derek.
Derek, are you saying we have a picture from the Drudge report? And let me know where you get it. It's ready? Are you able to show it now, Nick? Or do we
Yes, just hold on. I'm
Okay.
just getting to it.
Yeah. So
Okay, check this out.
Oh. He's wearing a mask. That's not on Drudge.
What?
There's a whole other one on Drudge where you see him kind of like a portrait.
That's not it, huh?
What do you mean? This is the one that...
If you
Derek
go to
gave us.
drudgereport.com, there's one that's like a shot of him, like a headshot of him.
He got
You
on.
mean the one we showed earlier?
Nope. Different one.
So we'll come. Let me know who you get it. Let's go back to the super chat.
Okie dokie.
Super.
Nice. Over on...
Super chat. Let me know where you getting it.
On buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. King Alpha Nerd here again. First and foremost, rest in power, Charlie Kirk.
That's the one we left off with before the news break?
Yes,
okay.
sir. For even in the midst of death threats, had the fortitude to go out and speak the truth. Now, here's a question for you, Jesse, and the experts. Do you think his assassination was an attack on our freedom of speech? Because he had nothing physical to hurt anyone. He did nothing physical to hurt anyone. He just hurt people's feelings, and that still doesn't authorize someone to kill him. So was this an attack on our freedom of speech?
No, it was an attack on Charlie Kirk, and the guy that did it was evil. Whomever did it was evil. It's a spiritual thing. And whatever this guy thought about what Charlie was saying was just an excuse that the thoughts, which are evil, gave him to carry out the act. That's all that was. It was a spiritual battle. It was evil. Amazing. Thank you.
Nikki bought a coffee. Pointing someone to the truth is like pointing at the moon, but instead of looking at the moon, they stare at your finger. I think that's how people mistook Jesus for God. # food for thought.
Thank you. Amazing. Thank you.
Kayla, not sure if I read this one. 5 coffees. Jesse, I'm stunned by the evil in America and around me. So grateful I have no hate and wish them all well. It's sad. So grateful for the real men leading with light at Bond. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for your support. And when you say evil in the world, it's inside of human beings. Human beings are evil. There's nothing good in human nature, period. That's why you got to get to know yourself if you want to overcome evil. Amazing. Thank you very much. Very good point.
Kevin over on Cash App, that's Bond JLP on Cash App. They can take Charlie, but the facts remain.
That's right. That's right. Thank you.
Curly on Cash App. Can you tell me about living life in grain? And I don't know if that's a typo or what Curly means.
Yeah, because I don't know what that means, Curly. Make it clear. Either by calling 888-7753-773 or make it clear on Cash App, your super chat.
Thank you, Curly. Zylo, yesterday, honoring the victims and heroes of 9/11. This was on Rumble. The worst atrocity on our land, 9/11, 2001. Never forget who is responsible. Amazing heart emoji. Thank you, Zylo.
Thank you. That was yesterday how this assassination on Charlie Kirk kind of...
With the day before, and it kind of overtook all the 9/11 stuff.
Sure did. Amazing. Thank you, though. Appreciate it.
Derek, 3 coffees.
How long was that ago when that happened?
24 years and
Isn't
a day.
that amazing?
Yep.
Where were you when that happened?
I was in my parents' house, living at my parents' house like a beta. My junior year of college, going to Azusa Pacific University, getting ready to go for a bike ride, a morning 2-a-day workout, because I was on cross country.
Right.
My dad called me into his home office, and we watched the second plane fly into the other building.
Yeah, I remember I was asleep.
Wow.
And somebody called me and said, Jesse, turn on your TV. They thought it was fake. I did too when I first turned the TV on.
Yeah.
I thought it was just fake.
Right.
Wasn't really happening. But that's how I found out about it. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Zylo. Derek, 3 coffees, watching your interview with the Stockholm Syndrome Christian scientist. Scientist who's a Christian, not the cult Christian Science.
Right.
We all have Stockholm Syndrome if we aren't of the truth. The only reason most people believe what they do is because someone with those ideas got to them first and brainwashed them. Most of the time, it's the parents or the schools.
Absolutely. What a mess. Thank you.
Someone bought a coffee. Jesse, think of piano as a side quest. You know how you want to learn piano?
Yeah.
In a video game, side quest. You know video games, right? You're a big gamer, aren't you?
I used to be when the Anchor Baby set it up.
We got to bring that back. We got to make. I know I'm making all kinds of demands on Anchor Baby.
Anchor Baby is busy enough. Believe me.
No, we need
not enough for that.
Yeah, we need JLP Plays back.
Amazing. Thank you.
Anyway, think of it as side quest on a video game. You're going to do the main quest no matter what, but the side quests make the game interesting. says someone.
Thank you, someone interested. I appreciate it.
Priscilla from Houston. Unlike the people who felt anger from the death of Charlie Kirk, I felt sadness.
Yeah.
Is that an evil spirit like anger?
Sadness is an evil spirit, but don't identify with it. Just let it come and let it pass. Don't call it you. But, yeah, it's not good, that's for sure. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Priscilla from Houston. Nick LaBoy on Rumble. Jesus was mocked and beaten as they crucified him. They laughed at his suffering. But Jesus, in a powerful voice, said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Yeah. And that's how real Christians of today should feel about the people who are laughing at the death of Charlie Kirk. Instead of getting angry and feeling that there's something you need to protect, your faith or whatever you're thinking, you should. What does that mean? Protect
or the memory of Charlie Kirk.
Right. You need to realize they know not what they do. They can't see. They are asleep. And don't hate them. And when you don't hate them, you're not accepting as right or wrong, good or evil. You're just knowing that they're asleep and they don't know what they're doing. But if you get angry at them for what they were saying about it, you're as bad as they are. Really. Two devils judging one another. We have the picture. Thank you, by the way. We have the picture of Charlie now. We haven't it?
Nice.
This is from Drudge.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
He looks like could be my cousin.
This is from where, Nick?
DrudgeReport.com.
What'd you say, Derek? Derek talking to me. Okay, he got it from our Intel, but you got it from Drudge.
Nice.
Okay. So that's him?
Yeah.
It looked like
allegedly.
It looked like your cousin.
What Derek is
like
telling
my
you is
brother.
something else. You guys aren't communicating.
Yeah.
Hake is talking about this Drudge Report picture of this guy. That's correct.
Yeah, the first pic we showed was the RN Intel.
And what Derek is talking about is this apparent mugshot that he just got.
Full-blown mugshot.
Can you show both pictures?
He became
like side by side?
Yeah.
He became a grown man on the outside.
He went from an innocent white guy to that.
Wow, nice work. Thank you, baby. He knows how to do computers.
And then he went from innocent white, looked like James' cousin. He looked like he went to that Bible school James went to this.
Oh, James is trying to do that. Do it like this, smile.
Oh, yeah.
Turn it up.
I mean, it's not funny.
Yeah, amazing.
Sorry, guys. It's
He
not a
went
joking
from
matter.
light to darkness.
Yeah. It's sad because he grew into a man on the outside.
He looked like a Christian.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Derek.
Shout out. Nice work, boys. RT Army Guy bought 5 coffees. To learn piano, download such and such app on your iPad. It works so well. Love you and your crew. Your words today were perfect.
Thank you. Who's that?
RT Army Guy.
Thank you, RT Army Guy. I'll look into that. Thank you. I'm going to learn piano come hell or high water. Amazing. Thank you.
You announced your intentions. That means you're not going to do it.
I know.
Ashley from California.
Whatever they say I'm going to do, they lying.
Yeah. Ashley
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Right. I dismissed.
Wait to see. Learn piano.
The views expressed by Jesse Lee Peterson does not represent Jesse Lee Peterson.
That's right.
Ashley from California, 3 coffees. I encourage all white conservatives to get your Second Amendment. Apply for a CCW or whatever. I'm using it not in so many words. About 60% of attackers flee immediately if they spot a gun on someone based on victim surveys and police reports. That jumps to 80 if the gun is drawn. Per Grok AI.
I saw a report this morning on the local news where a bunch of guys went into this mall and they were breaking down the door to try to get into the jewelry store. And the owner or somebody was in that store. They started shooting at them.
Yeah.
And they all ran. They all took off. Everyone knows that Second Amendment works. But they don't want you to be able to protect yourself. They want you afraid. They want you fighting. They want you angry. Because in that, they can get money and perceived power. It's not real power, perceived power. That's why they try to take away your Second Amendment. They took away the police. Think about that. And they took away bail bond. And they let the inmates out. They want you fighting. They want you afraid. Amazing. Very good point, though. Thank you.
Yeah, I've heard the statistic way back 10 more years ago that guns, without even firing a shot, stop more crime than they're committed with crimes.
Yeah.
Committed with guns.
They know that, but they don't want you to be free. That's why they won't let the word racism go away. If they stop using the word racism and blaming white people, there would be peace in America. And what would they do? What kind of work would they find? They don't want peace. They want you fighting. That's why they all the illegal. Look how they're fighting to keep the illegals in the country. They don't want peace. Amazing. It's evil. Thank you.
Keith bought a coffee. What was revealed to me about if I should be okay with seeing evil, seeing how evil I am. This is a response to yesterday's. He's like, well, should I do nothing about it, or should I do something about it?
Okay. Oh.
Is that I should be okay with it, and there isn't anything I can do about it. I missed the show today, so I didn't get back to you in time.
Right on.
Says he.
Nice. And you're right. Did you see my open this morning when I said that seeing it, when you can see what's going through the mind and your body emotionally and do nothing about it, but be aware, but just be present with it. Don't react, don't blame, don't do anything about it. You tend to God, I need your help. I need your strength. I need your strength to take this away from me when you do nothing about it.
Nice.
Even the stab. Have you been noticed how many stabs you had this morning?
I've had a few. I didn't really pay attention.
What?
I didn't really pay attention.
I didn't really pay attention. Have you started noticing what you going through your mind and emotion?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's better than nothing.
Indeed.
Oh, baby.
Alpha.
Thank you. Amazing. Thank you for responding. Right on.
CPA Allison says on X, in response to your warning those people about it was evil, but don't be angry yesterday.
Yeah.
Pardon me. What is the appropriate reaction here then? I'm rarely an angry person. I meditate. I'm generally the household peacekeeper. But today, I am absolutely enraged, and I don't know what to do with that.
Good question. You've always been enraged. Even when you think that you're the house peaceful maker, you still, that rage is in you, and that's evil, and you're just going from one pretense to another one. If you want to be free, you got to get to a point where you got to watch that's in you, do nothing about it, but be aware. You know, Paul said, I die daily, right? All he was saying is that I'm aware now that it's not me. The things I've done, the things I didn't want to do, it was never me, so I give up. I rely on the strength of truth of God by giving up, being aware, being present, staying present, and seeing it and doing nothing about it. But you got to practice and all day long, 24 hours a day, 365 days in a year. I have to say more love. But you got to be present and do nothing about it. Don't blame anyone. Don't try to look like anything. You got to be different than everybody else around you by being present, and it will work. So even when you heard about Charlie Kirk thing, there was no reaction was required in order to see injustice. But it just brought out that was already in you. Be glad to see that. Amazing. Thank you.
That's all for yesterday's Super Chats. Thank you, guys. We'll get to today's later on.
Let me take a quick break. Thank you all so much. When I come back, your phone calls and more Super Chats. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they will become it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Okay, folks, support us on social media. We're on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, cozy.tv/JLP, where Christ is King. Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram, JLP Talk on X, kick.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, and pure.net/Jesse Lee Peterson. Follow, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Y'all know what to do, right? Thank you. And get ready for the Father's State today at 11 a.m. I think you're going to love this discussion I had with the rabbi. It was very interesting. And the rabbi was nice. I like the rabbi. He invited me to Israel, so I'm going to go and visit. But it was a very interesting discussion with Rabbi Tobiah Singer, Orthodox Jewish rabbi, former anti-Christian, and the founder and director of Outreach Judaism.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God?
He was no more or no less a son of God than you or me.
Are you good or are you evil?
You can't be good unless you're evil. Be faithful to the Torah.
To a book.
And
be
Jesse, let me just
faithful
finish.
to a book.
Jesse, sweetheart, just listen to me.
What does that feel like as a man to follow
it's
a woman?
It's the message. You are being naughty. You're so naughty.
At today at 11 a.m., you don't want to miss it. Tell a phone, tell a friend, telegraph. 3-way of communication. You don't want to miss this today at 11 a.m. The FallenState.tv. And you can support the Fallen State right there. And blah, blah, blah. Become a member and all that. And after that, flying high with the American Anchor Baby. Not on pot, but energy, life itself. Right after the FallenState.tv. So stay there, watch the American Anchor Baby. I want to go to, you can support the Fallen State on Locals too. Locals.com. Let me go to Harold out of North Carolina. He's been waiting a long time. Harold, you are on the air.
Thank you for taking my call, sir.
Yes, sir.
I was listening to you earlier about that young lady, Ilhan, or whatever her name is.
Ilhan Omar, whatever. It doesn't matter, but she's insane.
It should be a law. It should be a law in this country that if you're not native born, you can't come here and run for politics.
That's right.
That's
I don't even know why our government allows that to happen, period.
And she's always complaining about white supremacy, but she married a white guy.
Amazing, huh?
Tell me about it.
She complained about white supremacy and she sleep with the enemy.
Well, I called
her
really
mind the enemy.
Express my condolences to the Kirk family, and what bothered me most was that he has 2 small children that will have to live without having a dad. And then that bothers me kind of. Well, it bothers me, and I knew it was a white guy because just kind of figured if he's going to get shot at, it would be a male white, wouldn't be a male black.
Yeah.
But my point I want to make to you was if we have any men in the black communities, real men, we wouldn't have half the homicides that we have. I think a 5-year-old got shot and killed in Baltimore a couple of weeks ago. A 5-year-old. Where was the outrage? Where was the protest or the marches? Just like I see these idiots on social media now laughing and condemning Charlie Kirk getting shot. Where's the outrage in when the black community is out of control? It's out of control.
But they don't care. They want the blacks like that. They even the people who are laughing about the assassination upon Charlie, it's all evil. They know not what they do. They are showing you that they don't. Not only do they not love Charlie, they don't love anyone. They don't love themselves. They don't love their own family members or family. They love no one. It's all evil.
Well, I'm all for what the president is doing, sending these troops to these cities, because I have a daughter in Baltimore. I have a daughter in Baltimore, Mr. Peterson, and guess what? I will not travel to Baltimore to visit her. I will not go nowhere near that city.
I know.
Because I'm retired NYPD. I'm armed, and the last thing I need to do, I have out-of-state places to get stopped in Baltimore with some idiot trying to carjack me.
Yeah.
And of course, they're going to show his third grade picture in the newspaper, but this kid is 14, 15 years old, out carjacking, and I get into altercation with him. They can have the car. They don't even let you give them this stuff anymore. They attack you after you give them what they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ridiculous because I can get another car. Report is stolen. Call up Allstate, get another car.
You
But
make a good point, Harold, is that they don't just take your car or your stuff that's on you. They still want to attack you. They want to physically hurt you. It's not but that's how evil is. It only gets worse. It doesn't get better. There's no love in evil.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a temporary fix. The bottom line is, if we had any real men in our communities, we wouldn't have half the problems, because the number one problem is the sellout politicians.
Yeah.
Then we got some black men in our communities who don't have a pair of you-know-what.
Yeah.
Because when these young guys are running around the neighborhood tearing up, shooting up stuff, you pull them to the side. Real men would pull them to the side and say, if you hurt anybody in my family, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And if everybody took that attitude, because we all know who the shooters are, because I was 8 years old when I grew up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, I knew where to buy heroin at the age of 8. So if I knew where to buy heroin, I'm quite sure the police knew. Yeah. So we know who the shooters are, the gangbangers, the guys that don't go to school, smoke weed all day. The bottom line is, we need to take our neighborhoods under, and they put them under our control, because when they had the Muslims patrolling D.C. years ago, crime went down tremendously.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And they were unarmed. Yeah. They were unarmed, and crime went down tremendously. And they got rid of them because they were making the city look bad.
Yeah. Did they? Quick things that I got to run. Did they send it to Chicago yet?
Well, I don't know if they're going, but I see those idiots. They're talking about they're going to resist and do this, do that. But you let them gentrify your city. You let them bring in all those illegals, but you're going to fight the United States Army. Think about that. How much sense does that make?
But even with that, they have a black mayor in Chicago, a black city.
Skin color only, sir. Skin color only.
Skin color only. The mayor pretend to love black people, looking out for the black, but he's fighting harder than anyone. Not only is he not doing anything about the killing and the raping and crime, he's trying to stop the president from doing anything to help the blacks. And yet the blacks vote for black people because of their color.
Any black politician in this country, if they had a black first agenda, they would not be in office.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Harold. Amazing call. I appreciate it.
Take care now.
All right, buddy. That's amazing. Let me go to first time caller, Melissa out of North Carolina. Melissa, you are on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey,
Thank
Melissa.
you so much for taking. How are you doing?
All is well.
Well, I wanted to call you because you have saved me probably a decade of misery. I first heard you speak on the Roseanne Barr show, or podcast, in May on 2024. And at that time, I had moved my elderly mom into my house. And it was not the right thing to do. I wish I'd heard you a year before that.
Yeah.
Oh, my word, it was hell. And
what a mess.
What a mess. And so you put a little thought in my head, and it was a good thought, about being able to put her in another home situation so we could all get back to being pleasant with each other.
Yeah.
So I was able to do that last October, and it has been great ever since. My son, and it actually worked out because my son needed a place to stay, so we've got him here, but he's not nearly as bad as my mom.
What made people move their mothers back into the home or let them come stay with them? Why do people do that, knowing that she's just going to bring hell into the family?
Well, the summer of 2023, she had several incidents. She did traffic thing. What was it? What did they call it when you leave the scene of the crime or whatever? She was in an accident and she left the scene of the crime. And so a cop called me and I was like, what's going on? And she...
Your mother did an accident and ran?
Yeah.
A criminal.
Well, she was on her way to her hair appointment. I guess that was way more important than following the law. So I took her keys away from her. And so then I had to, go get groceries for her and do that for a while. And then not too long after that, she fell in her condo and hit her head real hard and lost some of her peripheral vision. And so at that point, we're like, well, she definitely can't, take care of herself. And then she was in the hospital 3 more times. And so at that point, we're like, we got to do something, because she was in a condo that had stairs going up. And so there was no way she was going to be able to function. And so we brought her in our house, and then it was just hell.
Yeah.
And
why didn't you put her in a old folk home at that point when she was in the hospital or whatever? You couldn't walk up the stairs. Why didn't you put her in a old people home? What do they call it? Convalescent home or whatever they call it. Why didn't you put her in one at that time?
We didn't have the money. And so I guess I should back up a little bit. In 2021, a friend of hers told me that she was sending money to scammers. So at that point, I became her power of attorney just over her finances. And that was working out okay. But then, once she wasn't able to stay in her condo anymore, we just didn't know what else to do, because she wasn't, she could still walk around and, do stuff. It's just, so she didn't need to be in like a nursing home, but we didn't know what other options we had. And then I reached out to the attorney that helped me with the power of attorney, and he suggested that we do a custodial situation, and that way they could take care of the finances and put her in a place. It's actually like a residential home with, I think it's just people that are kind of like my mom that can't really take care of themselves independently, but they don't really need any medical intervention. They just need somebody to make meals for them. And some of the things my mom was doing was really gross. Like she barely took a shower, so she was smelling all the time, and she wasn't washing her hands. And then after a few days of a few weeks and months of that, you're just like, oh my, I feel so gross in my own house because this person's not a clean
what
person.
a mess.
I know. So yeah.
Well, she's out of there now, huh?
Yes, and she's happy. She's her friends can come see her.
Yeah.
There's other people in the house.
Yeah.
And the ladies that work at that house, they make a fuss over her. So she's happy. We're happy. And thank God I heard about you, Jesse. Oh my goodness. Or I'd still be in hell.
Amazing story. I was talking with someone, and they were saying their father's in the back, and he didn't take care of himself. He's now 60-something years old, I believe, and his wife threw him out, and she's taking his Social Security away and all kind of stuff. And so they told the father, okay, we're going to put you in a convalescent home. And the father like, no, I don't want to go to a convalescent home because I'm an alcoholic. I want to be able to drink. But I want you to take care of me. I'm like, what? Why don't you just... And they feel guilty about not taking care of the father. I'm like, no, you told me I'm going to put you in a convalescent home, and now the father's making them take care of him and doing everything for him. And because he doesn't want to go in because he drink. That doesn't even make sense to me. Ain't no way I'll do anything for him if he didn't want to help himself like that.
I know. Yeah. And my mom's kind of like that way, too, because, yeah, she wants everybody to do stuff for her. So maybe we should put those two together.
It's amazing the control that parents have over their adult children. I've never seen anything like this before. I remember once when we all moved away from Alabama, my grandmother stayed down there. She didn't want to move to Indiana. The children and everyone were gone. And when she got like really, really old, they were like, well, Mama, you got to come up here. You can't stay down there by yourself. And the only way that she agreed to come go to Indiana, that she would have to have her own place, live in one of those homes where she didn't want to put herself upon her children. She didn't want them to have to deal with all that. And so they agreed to put her in a home like that, and she came to Indiana, and everything was fine.
Well, that's good. She had some sense, it sounds like.
It seemed like the people were more logical than they are today.
I'm sorry, my phone's cutting out. I didn't hear that last bit.
I said it seemed like the people from the old school were more logical than they are today about that kind of stuff. The parents didn't want to live on their adult children. They wanted to stay free and let you go live your own life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so how old is your son?
He's 23.
When he got to go?
Well, he was going to school, and then he dropped out, and he was living with a couple of friends for a couple of months, and he was supposed to pay them rent, and they never, he didn't pay them rent, so they kicked him out, and I found out that he was living in his car for 4 days, and so I got in touch with his dad, and we went down and picked him up, and we put him in my house because my ex, his wife, doesn't trust my son, or says he's not honest or something like that. But he's an all right kid. He's just not growing up as fast as he should.
You put him in your house?
Yeah.
So now you're going to destroy him. Why do you leave him in his car?
Well, I don't want him to live in his car.
Why not? Well, how will he get up and walk if you don't leave him in his bad situation so his situation can cause him to get up and take care of himself?
Well, I agree with you on that. But I had a feeling if he stayed in his car, he was probably going to end up on the streets and be homeless.
But maybe that's what he wants. Why are you stopping that?
Well, he has a job now, and he's saving money to hopefully go to Chicago. That's where he wants to go. I don't really care for him to go there, but I'm not going to tell him he can't go. And hopefully President Trump will clean up Chicago before he gets there. But yeah, that's...
When will you let him go, Mama?
Oh, he can go anytime he wants.
But is he paying you rent now?
No.
Why don't you make him pay something? Light bill or the gas bill or something?
Yeah, that's probably...
No, that was a question.
I guess when I was in my 20s, it was only 2 months, but I had a little bit of time where I had to stay with somebody. I didn't go home to my parents, but I lived in a friend's house for a couple of months, and I always thought that was like the thing that got me back and made me more, able to take care of myself, because after that I was pretty self-sufficient.
If you're going to leave him in your home like that, knowing that he doesn't pay bills, he didn't pay those other people, that's why they threw him out, you should
Yeah.
at least make him pay something there so he would get that a little insight of being independent by being responsible for something. You're not helping him by having no requirement from him at all.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that. That makes sense.
Why did your husband allow you to do that?
I don't know. He went along with it. I think at the time,
What a
since we had
beta.
my mom. Well,
That's
my
his
mom-
father?
No, his father and I are divorced.
Oh, this
So
is
that's
a
why-
stepfather. Okay.
Yeah, and we divorced when the kids were 3 and 1. So my husband now, he's been with, he sees my kids as his kids as well, because they were really young when we got together.
But they don't see him that way.
Oh, the kids, yeah,
Right.
they kind of do. My daughter more so.
They don't. Their dad. That your husband is not their daddy. Inwardly, they don't see him as daddy. They'll pretend as long as they know you want them to do that, but inwardly they're yearning for their own father.
Oh yeah, and they still see and interact with their father and stuff. And that's one thing I will say. When we broke up, I did not discourage my kids from seeing their father. I never talked bad about their father in front of them. And my ex married somebody else, and she and her ex had a son, and they would talk trash about each other to the kid. And so my kids know that, we handled ourselves better than the other couple
Amazing.
that talk trash. Yeah.
So let me ask, because of time, are you now working on yourself, overcoming your anger and all that?
Yeah, I really like some of the things you talk about, like do what's in front of you, and when you see when you have thoughts that come into your head, you push them away. I've been pretty good about that, and I through my life, it seems like, because I was raised Christian. I've been Protestant. I was Christian all the way through up until college, and then college kind of turned my head for a while, and I thought I was agnostic, but COVID brought me back. COVID brought me back in a big way.
Right on. Well, I got to run because of time, but you continue to work on yourself, watch what's going on, and the Father in you will do the rest.
Hey, can I answer your biblical question?
Hold on. Are you able to hold for a minute?
Yeah, sure can.
Let me take a break. The hate news is coming. When I come back, straight to the call. We got one more hour to go. 888-77-JESSE. The hate news, not the fake news. Your calls and super chats after this break. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. Freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought, because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
all kinds of mess going on in the world. The stock market, blah, blah, blah. The Georgia ICE raid still having a lot of drama. You know, the one with the illegal Koreans at the Hyundai plant. And there's an Uber lawsuit over disability discrimination from the DOJ. And I'm no fan of Uber. I know they're liberals and they don't like white people. But they gotta like us, right? Anyway. And Bad Bunny, that's a singer, rapper type of a guy. He's not coming to the United States on tour, at least he's not scheduled for fear of ICE raids. I guess he has a lot of illegal fans or suspected illegal fans. Nice. Top guy on Spotify, by the way. Is he Christian? Bolsonaro got 27 years for supposed coup attempt or something like that in Brazil. Do you trust that conviction and sentencing? Bolsonaro is supposed to be like a Trump type of a guy. I never knew what to think of the guy, but I don't think the people going after him are necessarily the most honest people. They may be commie type of people. You know, I use the term loosely, but it's accurate, I say. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Black Friday. Also, Get It Off Your Chest Friday. Shout out to the blacks. And please, get it off your chest. The lines are full, but you can call in every so often just in case a line opens up. Hang tight, callers and super chatters. We shall return to your calls and super chats and more great stories. It is Hake News, not fake news. And again, after the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, the Hake Report. And then the Fallen State with Rabbi Tovia Singer. And then American Anchor Baby on YouTube and Rumble. Make sure you check it out. And then Church with Jesse Lee Peterson. Church with Jesse Lee Peterson on Sunday on the Bond YouTube channel, as well as Jesse Lee Peterson Rumble and other platforms. So cool. RebuildingTheMan.com/church. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reporting on those the supposed threats, the potential threats to the black colleges and universities, historically ones. Spelman and Morehouse colleges in Atlanta, Georgia, briefly issued shelter-in-place orders. Others went on like not lockdown or they canceled classes. Neighboring Clark Atlanta University received a threat. Alerts came a day after Charlie Kirk was killed in that campus shooting in Utah. Amid a wave of active shooter hoaxes nationwide, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, he black, light skin, and not a normal American name, at least not the first name, but he can't help it. His parents named him that, I guess. He condemned the threats as despicable, supposed threats, right? Urged the Justice Department to investigate as domestic terrorism. And the stock market stocks surged to record highs Thursday after August inflation data largely met expectations, bolstering hopes the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates this month. Trump was on Fox and Friends calling Jerome Powell too late, Jerome Powell, whatever the guy's name is. Nice. I don't know. I don't care about that. You can look into that stuff for yourselves, you stock people. More than 300 South Korean workers, we call them Koreans, right? Normal people call them Koreans. Detained by immigration authorities in Georgia last week. They arrived home today on a chartered flight, ending a saga that has strained U.S.-South Korea ties. So it shows you how much of a so-called friend South Korea is, huh? Bunch of liberals. A recent ICE raid at a Hyundai LG Energy Solution plant in southeast Georgia sparked dismay in South Korea after these so-called workers were chained up during the ICE raid because they were illegal and held in detention for days. South Korea's top diplomat rushed to Washington, D.C. to negotiate their release. Public fury swelled back home over what many see as a slap in the face. Apparently, these people are not for following the law, these so-called South Koreans. I thought they weren't communists. Apparently, they are. Huh? So we'll see what happens. Korea was supposedly investing in America's economy. I'm James Hake.
have to stand up strong. Think the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. It's the third hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse, Jesse. And my biblical question, are you a follower or a leader? Are you a follower or a leader? Amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And we are here Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. Heard around the world. And for the flat earther, up and down the world. So you may have to move about and do something. You can podcast the show if you're not able to sit and watch it. But it's been made possible where you can listen as it is happening on your phone by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate to have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Friday. Get it off your chest Friday. Express yourself Friday /Black Friday. That was it in the good old days when America was amazing. And this is now. I love the blacks.
You do make disparaging remarks towards black people.
Be black.
I want to make sure we agree on that first.
No, we disagree.
Hold on.
I want to ask. Well, and the things that you do, I just like I say, I want to hate you, but something won't let me.
Hey,
what?
What's wrong with the blacks? Amazing. Let me go back to Melissa, first time caller out of North Carolina. She want to respond to the biblical question. Melissa.
Hey.
Hey.
Thanks for coming back.
No, are you a follower or a leader?
I have to say I'm a leader, and because when COVID happened and they were giving out donuts and French fries and all that stuff for COVID shots, I was like, oh, hell no, this is a trick. And I am not doing it. And the mask, I mean, I hated all of that stuff. I was just no all the way through. And so there were plenty of places that wouldn't let me in. I was like, you don't get my money then, so what?
Wow. So, amazing. Well, I appreciate it. So you say you're a leader?
A leader of myself. I don't.
Okay.
Because, you know, nobody's going to get one over on me if I have any.
Do you obey your husband?
Yes, I do.
Right on.
I do.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, if I have to make a decision to myself, my dad told me a long time ago, you need to think for yourself and be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And I try to pass that on to my kids. My daughter's got it. My son, I got to, you know.
What happened with the son? You didn't pass it on to him. What happened?
I guess when he was younger, he was like in charge of himself, you know, like he was doing good in school and athletic and, you know, just hitting everything. And now, well, I was slow. Kind of same as I was the same in school as well.
You
but,
said you were slow?
When I got to well, not slow, but like slow to grow up, I guess, because in my 20s, I just, I was working in restaurants and partying and, going to concerts and having a good time. And I finally grew up, when I was 30.
Let me ask, because of time, have you apologized to him for spoiling him?
No.
Why not?
Well, I probably should.
Why haven't you?
Because I had never thought of it. I have told him about you and how, and forgiving your mother and your father for the, all that. And I forgave my mom after I moved her out.
Right on.
And she was very gracious with me. I thought she was going to be like, oh, you don't have to forgive me for anything. But she said she asked for forgiveness for the things that she did wrong with me.
Yeah.
So we do have a better relationship. So,
nice.
And my dad passed away in 92, so I posthumously forgave him as well.
Well, I highly recommend you apologize to your son for spoiling him because you made him that way, and you're still doing that to him by bringing him home from living in a car, putting him in a home. He doesn't have to pay anything, and feeling bad for him. You're keeping him down. You've created a monster, and now you're keeping the monster down by still preventing him from overcoming his fallen state.
Yep, I see it now that you're saying it to me. Yep.
So you need to apologize to him, and you got to let him go. And otherwise, he's going to only get worse. He's not going to get better unless you apologize for what you've done and then let him go. He have a chance, but if not, he doesn't have a chance.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I called because, that had not crossed my mind. So I thank you for the advice.
Well, I wish you well. Let me know how it goes. And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday concerning the Bible, the biblical question.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jesse. It was great talking to you.
You too. Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you.
All right. Take care now. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Hake, do you protect your faith?
Sometimes.
And how do you protect?
You mean defend the faith?
What do the Christians say?
There we go. Defending the faith.
That's what the Christians say?
With facts and logic and
So
argument.
they said this guy, Charlie Kirk, yeah. Charlie Kirk was defending the faith or protecting the faith? Defending the faith?
I think defending the faith is more what I've heard.
I don't know what that means, and I'm not even pretending
That's because it's in the Bible, and you can never remember the Bible.
And how it says,
I can.
It says to defend the faith.
I don't know, maybe. I feel like it does.
You just said it was in the Bible.
Yeah.
And you remember the Bible.
So it says...
I remember the Bible, you don't.
It says something to that effect.
Like what?
Like always have an answer for, when people question you about this stuff or have a question for you.
You're not clear.
Paul or somebody in the Bible, in the New Testament, said, be prepared, always have an answer for those who question the faith, something to that effect.
But where did the term defending the faith come from? Was Paul talking
Perhaps from ideas in the Bible, or maybe even explicit word for word.
Was Paul saying defend the faith?
Maybe.
Is that what the Bible says?
It might. I actually don't have a clear recollection.
You were doing all that bragging about how you read the Bible and I don't.
I was joking around. It's funny.
Well, better.
Alpha.
And so do you defend your faith?
Sometimes, yeah.
And how do you defend it?
Probably not in the way the Bible meant to be. More like a ego puffing up. Jesus. N-words.
So how do you defend?
I don't say N-word.
What?
I said Jesus N-words, but I don't actually say that.
Oh.
So how do I do it?
How do you defend the faith?
The right way to do it, you're asking me?
Yeah.
To know the truth and to be clear in conveying it. Whether somebody is attacking it, usually people attack it and mock it. For example, there are people who think love your enemy means kiss up and cower and turn the other cheek when somebody kills. Turn the other cheek is when somebody offends you. Offends your, tries to embarrass you. Public shame.
Don't get angry at them.
Yeah.
The reason for that, because they're not offending you. They are really doing it to themselves.
Right.
Because there's no you to offend.
Nice. But there is like this false defending the faith. People get puffed up on our egos and think we're defending the faith, but really we're defending our identification with the Christianity thing.
What a mess.
Mm-hmm.
One other quick thing. Did you hear that this black man, according to ABC News, a police say a man murdered and then set fire to an elderly couple after they let him into their home to charge his phone. You hear about that?
I think I did hear about that. Somebody tagged you on X.
Oh.
Yeah.
My producer gave it to me this morning. Watch this from ABC News.
Tonight, an urgent search in New York City for this man who police say randomly murdered and set fire to an elderly couple who let him into their Queens home to charge his cell phone.
The nicest neighbors you could ever ask for.
Surveillance video showing the suspect in the neighborhood Monday after going door to door, police say, asking to charge his phone.
Very chilling. It's scary. Is some random guy walking down the street setting fire to older people? Anybody, for that matter.
Once inside, police say the suspect terrorized the couple for 5 hours, stabbing 76-year-old Frank Olton, tying him to a pole in the basement with a bungee cord and setting him on fire. The body of Olton's 77-year-old wife, Maureen, found severely burned in a separate part of the house. Investigators combing the charred home for clues, blackened chairs and debris littering the lawn. And tonight, police say the suspect is Jamel McGriff, an armed and dangerous career criminal out on parole for robbery. And back here in New York, David, the man suspected of killing the elderly couple is also wanted for multiple violent robberies. Police say he has a criminal record that stretches back 30 years.
So my first question is, what's wrong with white people that they would let some black random person walking up down the street saying, I want to come in your home and charge my phone? What's wrong with them that they would do that?
And they were in their like mid to late 70s, I think, if I remember hearing what I read and overheard there. That is foolhardy, nice, and neighborly.
That's not neighborly at all.
Yeah. Well, I could just call it neighborly, but I agree with you. It's foolish.
A stranger, I want to come in your house and charge my cell phone.
It seems young enough to know better, even though it's the late 70s.
If you were 190, you would know better to do that.
Nowadays, if you have your mind still.
Especially if you're white, with the genocide upon white people today.
This is not the first time guys like that have exploited the trustingness nature of older white people.
What's wrong with the white people, though?
It's crazy.
I wouldn't let anybody in my home just
no way
go down to the supermarket or the airport and charge your phone. According to ABC 7, he was taken into custody in Midtown Manhattan on Wednesday. My producers gave me that. Isn't it like crazy? I don't know which is worse. The fact that they let him in to charge a cell phone or that he killed him, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which is worse. And then last but not least, an elderly woman shot her neighbor in the face over a pet. Who let the dogs out? ABC News, New York, is reporting a 76-year-old woman on Long Island faces charges after she was accused of shooting her neighbor in the face with a flare gun as he walked his dog. The incident was captured on a doorbell camera. Watch this from NBC News, New York.
Now to a shocking attack on Long Island. A 76-year-old woman hauled into court today accused of shooting her neighbor in the face with a flare gun.
It happened in a gated community in West Babylon for people ages 55 and older. And the attack was caught on this Ring camera video. Investigators say the victim was walking his dog when a woman opens her door and shoots him at point blank range.
Didn't think I'd do it, huh? Did you? Do what?
76-year-old Kathleen Schumann pulled the trigger, hitting Catrone, the flare ricocheting off his face into the parking lot of their apartment complex.
What is wrong with you?
Kathleen showed no emotion. She claimed I was the devil. She claimed I tried to murder her. And she said, I'm sorry I missed. I'm sorry I missed.
Police arrested and charged Schumann with assault. Catrone's blood was still on the walkway in front of their apartments. The two had been arguing over their pets, her house cat and his dog.
And then he started harassing her because he said her cat was always upsetting his dog, and she would sit outside with it.
I just asked her, can you keep the cat inside? And that started the situation.
In court, Schumann pleaded not guilty. The judge ordered her to stay away from Catrone.
Then they lock her up. The court ordered
Apparently
her to
not.
stay away. She pleaded not guilty, according to the report.
Women get preferential treatment.
What? She was taken there, but she was released.
Yeah.
According to my producer. What a mess! Grandpa, tell me, they fight over animals.
So it was a pet. It was a flare gun.
Yeah.
That's why he was able to run after her and take her down. Right after getting shot.
At least he didn't go, oh, I can't fight a woman.
Yeah. I think that's...
I mean, let her flare gun me. I can't fight because she's a woman. He took her down. You going down.
Disturbing stories.
Grandpa tell me about the good old days.
She looked mean.
It's a mess, huh?
Very messy.
One last quick one, and then I'm going to get to the callers and Super Chat. I want to know from you, Hake, was this driver wrong? All over animals. People fighting over animals. Animals like, what's going on? They don't even understand. They don't even know you're fighting. But you love the animals. I asked someone the other day, a good friend, why do you, he and his wife had dogs, right? Little dogs in their home. I was like, why do you have dogs in your home? God, I love them, and they love me. I was like, no, you don't. No, they don't. Here's another fight over a dog, allegedly. WHAS 11 is reporting a man is taking legal action against rideshare service Uber after a Russian national who authorities says is living in the U.S. illegally refused to allow a service dog in the car and assaulted him. Watch this.
This morning, the rideshare rumble sparking urgent questions about safety. Watch as this Uber driver gets out of his car and knocks a passenger to the ground while holding a service animal.
It happened so suddenly, but the attack is so vicious, so inhumane.
It was supposed to be a routine night for Brian Cobell, a biotech CEO from South Carolina. He and a friend and his licensed service dog Piper ordered an Uber just after dinner in downtown Charleston.
The gentleman said, no pets. I said, she's not a pet, she's a service animal, just to clarify. He said, no pets. I said, look, she's a service animal, so it doesn't really fall under that again.
According to his complaint, Cobell says the driver 42-year-old Vadim Ulumdashiev, a Russian national authorities say is living in the U.S. illegally, refused to allow a service animal in his car. Ulumdashiev eventually arrested and charged with second-degree assault and battery, and is now in federal custody at an ICE detention facility as immigration authorities begin deportation proceedings. Kobel is now suing Uber for negligence, claiming the company put profits ahead of passenger safety by hiring Ulumdashiev with an alleged fake driver's license, questioning the rideshare giant's vetting system.
First of all, what do you think about that?
So they that news report didn't say illegally very clearly. It sounded like he was living in the United States legally, but he's illegally.
Well, according to WHAS 11, it was a Russian national who authorities says is living in the U.S. illegally.
Yeah, and he looked somewhat Asiatic as well, I might add. A lot of those Russians are. But that's insane. That's too nasty. I can definitely sympathize with not wanting an animal, pet or service animal in your car.
You ain't getting in my car with no service animal or blind animal.
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I can sympathize with the people who don't want that, and fine, right. Just refuse it. But there's no need to hit, I don't think. I don't get what.
So, Nick, what is a service animal?
Alpha, Derek. Pets are fun. He's called me Beta, I think.
Basically,
Derek is saying you can't get knocked out in front of your girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Beta.
Oh.
Well,
knocked him out cold.
Beta. You know he a beta. He got a service animal. What a man do with a service animal?
You know what? The guy stepped to him and kind of headbutt him sort of softly, and then followed up with a hard knockout punch. But when somebody steps to you, you shouldn't let that happen.
Baby, what is a service animal, and what is a man doing with one?
They're supposed to be animals trained for to help people with disabilities, supposedly, right? But they've made that's changed a lot. You know, it used to be only like seeing eye dogs. That was a service dog. But now there's a whole bunch of things that they could be service animals for, something as small as anxiety. I know this because I know people with service animals.
That man walking around with a little poodle in his hand talking about this a service dog, like a female.
It wasn't a poodle, but a small dog.
It looked like a little poodle.
Small to medium size.
Why would a man need a service dog? That doesn't even make sense. Really, it just doesn't make sense to me. No wonder that man was able to knock him out here beta. Only beta men have dogs.
And then these Russians are just viciously, physically alpha, if not spiritually.
Amazing.
They'll knock you out.
Allegedly knocked him out. I got to say that, they say.
They fight bears.
Derek, my producers tell me that's how he coped with stress of running a business.
Oh, so he's a businessman and he needs his dog to cope with the stress?
And then he's sitting.
But are you making that up, Derek, or is that in the report? I'm curious.
Allegedly.
Making it up. Okay.
Well, Derek, don't be giving us some made up stuff. What the? Allegedly, it's made up. It wasn't true. He doesn't know that.
Right.
But it doesn't make sense that a man carry a dog around saying, this is my service dog. Grandpa tell me about the good old days. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Josh out of Houston, Texas. Josh, you are on the air.
Happy Black Friday. Happy Black Friday.
Thank you, Josh.
First off, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. It's amazing that, just a man that wasn't even like all the way radical. They were talking about how they wanted him to run for president. He just wanted basic fundamentals, just basic. A man is a man. He believed in family. He believed in hard work. You shouldn't take from the top and give to the bottom. The people from the bottom should climb to the top just like the other people did. Like, it was just simple fundamentals. And for somebody to shoot him and kill him behind something that he's saying, these are just words that he's saying, is really mind-blowing. And then it done rolls up all these ignorant black folks that's sitting up here talking about all this. Charlie has passed away. They caught the guy, quote-unquote, caught the guy now. that still hasn't fixed what's going on in the black community every single day. That still hasn't. He will call your show, just like Tony will call your show and sit up here and he, and joke around about white on white crime, but doing nothing about our people every single day.
Yeah.
He's black. You're black. You're saying something about black people. Now, if a white man were to say something about the black man and what he needs to do, then that's racist. But when a black man is telling you what's wrong in his community and what we need to do as men to fix it, the best thing you can do is try to look for when white people do something to each other and then try to say that's white on white crime. Even when they say white on white crime, it don't even sound right. It don't even sound right.
It sure doesn't.
Like, it's completely crazy. But, man, like I say.
So, Josh, your phone, Josh, it sounds like you're going underwater and out of water. Stay close to your phone.
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay, I'm out here in these trees. Okay.
But,
well, like I was saying,
go ahead.
Tony is part of the problem in the black community. Men like that, black men like that is a major problem in the black community, and they won't say nothing to the young boys or to the people that are doing it in the community. They overlook it and then constantly point the finger at the white man. And the white man, like I said, is our ally. That's the only person that's going to save us, because none of these foreigners have any respect for black people whatsoever. Zero.
Yeah. They have black fatigue. I realized this morning when Tony from California called, he was saying that Tony does that to get attention. He loves saying that to see how people react to him. I don't even know if he really mean it or not, but he does it for the thrill of it.
Tony, I believe Tony is originally T from Alabama. I think that's who Tony. T from Alabama is Tony now from California, because he just follows you around and just puts a T in front of his name. So if you from Alabama, it's T from Alabama. If you from California, it's Tony from California. We follow his pattern, like I say. And even the fact that he craves that type of attention shows where his mindset is, and it exposes how the devil tempts him and how he reacts to the actual thought. Yeah. But black men are going to stand up, and we're going to silence black women. We're going to join with white men, and we're going to rebuild our country or save what is here to where we have a piece of our country. There's no other country you can go to, Tony, and call in on the phone and talk like this. Those people will be at your house in the blink of an eye. We have freedom of speech here, and if it's such great everywhere else, why are none of the black people leaving, going to these countries? That's what I don't understand, and why is everybody coming here?
Arrest my case. Absolutely, man. Amazing. Hey, man, thank you, great. Josh. Well said.
No problem. You have a great one, man. Happy Black Friday. And Tony, you crazy, man. You crazy, man.
Thank you, man.
But we love you, Tony. All right, baby.
Bye now. Amazing. Let me go to a first-time caller out of Georgia. Is it our man?
Yeah.
Our man, you are on the air. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Mr. Jesse, how are you?
All is well.
I just wanted to call. It's my first time calling. I got introduced to you this year, and I started listening to you a lot. And, man, I just really want to thank you for what you do and the message you try to spread. I think it's a really good message.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So have you started working on yourself now?
I have, actually, a lot.
Did you go and forgive your mother?
Yes, I did, actually. Yes.
How old are you?
25.
Oh, okay. And what happened when you went to your mother and forgave her?
Well, she doesn't live a lifestyle that I particularly agree with, but I know that I can't help that myself.
Right.
So like you've been preaching and saying that, you have to forgive your mother in order for stuff to be right, in your life. So
yes.
I totally resonate with that when you talk about that. It really hits home with me.
And how did she respond to your forgiving her? Man, hold on. Hold on for me. Let me take a quick break. Hold on. The treasure chest is now open on D Live, and then scratch off on
Pill.net.
Pill.net. A quick break. Back in a moment. Right back. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true. It's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father. Okay, real fast, the Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. The HakeReport.com from 9 to 11, and he's on fire. The guy with the good hair. And then after that, a brand new episode of the FallenState.tv. I had an amazing discussion with Rabbi Tovia Singer, and he is an Orthodox Jewish rabbi, former anti-Christian, and the founder and director of Outreach Judaism. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God?
He was no more or no less a Son of God than you or me.
Are you good or are you evil?
You can't be good unless you're evil. Be faithful to the Torah.
To a book.
And
be
Jesse, let me just
faithful
finish.
To a book.
Jesse, sweetheart, just listen to me.
What does that feel like?
It's
as a man
message,
to follow
it's
a woman.
Message. You are being naughty. You're so naughty.
What a mess! You're going to like this one. Not that you don't like the other, but you're going to love this one. At 11 a.m. Pacific time. Support the Father State right there on YouTube channel by becoming a member or supporting it at locals.com/Jesse Lee, JesseLeePeterson.com/locals.com, all right? And then after that, the American Anchor Baby taking a flight today after the Father's Day. So you'll be ready to ride high. Not off pot, not off fentanyl, but natural energy. Taken to the sky on a natural energy with the American Anchor Baby at around 12, a little after, right after the FallenState.tv. And then, after that, what? Fellowship on Sunday. You're all invited. The meeting starts at 11 a.m. Doors open at 10:30. All are invited. And if you're not able to make the meeting, you can watch it live by going to rebuildingtheman.com/church. rebuildingtheman.com/church. And I want to remind you all to financially support what we're doing by going to rebuildingtheman.com/donate. rebuildingtheman.com/donate, or hit the scan QR code to support Bond. Scan QR code to support Bond, or you can mail it, rebuildingtheman.com. Check a money order to P.O. Box 350, LA, California 90035.
35090.
Oh, yeah, 35090. 35090. LA, California 90035 or rebuildingtheman.com. Thank you all so much for that. I do appreciate it. Let me go quickly back to Georgia and talk to first-time caller, Amen. Okay, Amen. Thank you for holding. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So I just, like I said to begin with, I was calling you, and I want to say rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. You know, his word meant a lot.
Yeah.
And you talk a lot about evil in this world. You know, there's a lot of evil. And you stress to not hate, you know. And it's very, very difficult not to hate the evil in this world. How do you cope with it yourself?
Why is it, and I will respond to that, but why is it difficult not to hate evil?
Well, it's difficult because I feel like if you know something's wrong, you automatically stand against it. So if I see something that's not right, you know, everything in my body and my whole mind and everything is telling me, you know, that's not right. You shouldn't like that, you know. You should despise that or, you know, quote unquote, hate it, you know.
And but God tell you not to hate it. Why do you hate it? He tell you not to.
Right. That's very true.
So why do you disobey God?
That's a very good question, and I feel like I'm not sure. Like I'm really not sure.
And the way that you asked me how do I avoid it, first of all, when I forgave my mother and my father, especially my mother, God forgave me, and for judging her for being mad, right, for being angry, and He took the spirit of anger away from me, and so it's no longer in my mind or in my body, and so if it's not in you, there is no situation that can ever happen to you on earth where you can get angry if it's not in you. And when you forgive, you really realize you're wrong for being angry, for hating, for being resentful. He will remove the spirit because they are spirits. Evil are spirits, and they made a home in the mind, and they control you emotionally and everything. They make you feel good, make you feel bad, make you feel fear, loneliness, and all that. He will take that away from you, and then when He take that away from you, you cannot judge, and you will not judge your fellow man because you realize that they, men or women, meaning men or women, they are possessed with evil spirits, and they cannot help themselves, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no action to take unless you're a lawmaker or something. You need to put them in jail, but you can't take any action. You can't do anything about what happened to Charlie Kirk. There's nothing you can do. And so when you get mad, you're judging that person that did it because you don't see what's driving you. And by not seeing that, you don't understand what's driving the person to make them do that. And it's not them, but it's the spirit in them that made them do it.
And what about the people that, and I see a lot of people, especially on my social media, they don't side with Charlie. I understand your political views might not align with his, but that's no reason for somebody for their life to be taken. And I see a lot on my social media of people just downing him, saying that they won't support him and his message, that he deserved to die. And I just feel like that's, like you said, a lot of hate in the world. Where does that come from for these people, you know?
In the same place that your hate come from for hating them. They have the same spirit you have. You're judging them, and they're judging you, and both, you have two devils judging one another because you can't see. The same way you feel about them, and the same spirit that's causing you to feel that way, it's the same spirit that causing them to feel and think the way they think and feel. It's the same thing.
Right.
And
So
both,
everything can be
devils
forgave.
feel justified for judging.
Right.
Don't you feel justified for being angry at them for not liking Charlie?
I do feel justified. But
but that's the same spirit.
Right. So just let go of the hate.
Yes.
You know, I shouldn't even condemn them for what they say about him. I should just read it as it is, right?
Absolutely. If you were working on yourself and you would see what's driving you to make you feel that way about them, you will understand that it's not you. And likewise, you will understand that the way they feel is not them. They are asleep, they are blind, they are asleep, and they can't see. Just as you can't see when you're judging them. It's the same thing. There's no difference.
Right. Right.
And this is why you're not supposed to be for or against other people's opinions at all. You neither agree with it or disagree with it. You just see it for what it is, and you'll be fine.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And that's the Father's way. The Father does not judge. God does not judge. And likewise, his children will stop judging when they come back home to the Father. But you're never going to find your way home to the Father until you start reacting to see those thoughts inside of you and feeling, but don't react at all. And the moment you stop reacting, you're on your way back home to the Father. He's bringing you home.
Wow. That's so insightful, Mr. Jesse. So insightful.
And it makes sense, right?
It does. It makes a very lot of sense.
And the reason that it's making sense, the Father is allowing you to see it right now, not me. I'm just pointing you back to the light that's already in you. And then you see it because the Father knows you want the light. So he giving you the light and drawing you back home. That's why it makes sense to you. To another person that's not working on themselves, this doesn't make any sense to them at all.
All right. That's correct.
Amazing.
That's amazing. Huh? It's amazing. You really do. You hold the youth in your hands, Mr. Jesse, and the way that you speak about some things and how you deal with life, I really look up to it, and I just want to thank you for being that voice for us as a younger audience. I really, really feel like your platform was put into my life at a very hard time in my life when I was struggling with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And especially with my parents and really my mom. And when I first heard you say it in one of your podcasts, you said, it all starts with forgiving your mother. It clicked in really many ways. And at first I didn't want to accept it, but the more that you say and the more that I listen to you about it, it just makes sense, where the hate is coming from. And it's amazing. It's like my eyes got clear listening to you,
And that's what the light does. The light wipe away the darkness so that you can see. And if you stay with the light, practice staying present. That's where the light, that's where God is. And he will give you a clearer mind. Everything, you will live life with a clear mind. And that's amazing, to live life with a clear mind.
You're awesome, man. I really cannot thank you enough for what you're doing for the youth. It's amazing,
When you stay with it, do the silent prayer, and practice staying out of the darkness of thoughts. All thoughts are lies. Stay out of your thoughts. Stay present, and it will happen for you. He is doing it for you. You'll be fine.
I have one question for you, Mr. Jesse.
Yes.
What is your favorite Bible verse? Do you have one that resonates with you the most? I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be your favorite, but something that really strikes home with you.
The one that comes to mind right now is when God said, "Go and forgive, and I will forgive you." And the reason that comes to mind right now is because that's what made me free. Because I didn't really understand that. I had heard that all my life, but I didn't really know that if I can admit that I'm wrong for being angry, being resentful, and go and forgive my mother, because I didn't know I resented my mother, to be honest. I thought the emotion I felt was love, but it was hate. And when I forgave her, he forgave me, and everything has changed since then. It just changed. It started to change.
You're awesome.
Forgive
person,
so
man.
that you could be forgiven.
Yes, sir. I certainly will. And I'm going to do everything in my power to do that in my life while I'm here and I have the chance to do so.
That's right. Just practice staying present, man. It'll work for you. You have no other choice but to be free. I wish you well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jesse. You are a blessing to this world, and God protect you through your battles and your troubles.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Amazing.
Thank you.
All right.
Amazing.
Amazing. Super chat. Super.
Super chats.
Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Sabrina, 3 coffees. I love you. Watching your videos has helped me so much. You helped set me straight in a world that's been lying since I was born.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jesse. God bless you.
Stay with it. Stay with it. I'm telling you, stay with it. Practice, stand present, and do nothing. It's going to be amazing. It get better. Thank you. Stay with it.
Truth for Jesus bought a coffee. The nation is in shock and grieving. I've never grieved since I've been working on myself. Not sure what's right.
Right on. Stay with it. Amazing.
Wayne from Texas, 5 coffees. BQ. Are you a follower or a leader?
Yes.
I'm a follower. I'm being shepherded by good. I do not lead. If I lead, I am playing God. So I lay down my leadership and defer to the light. Deep,
right on.
He says.
Amazing. Stay with it. Stay with it. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you.
And 5 more coffees from Wayne from Texas. Just checking in. Thanks, JLP team, for all. Quote, I am no longer talking to myself, quote unquote. It babbles, but I labor to pay it no mind. I follow Jesus when he commanded in Matthew 6, take no thought. This lets me know I'm not in thoughts in my head, but an invisible being who can choose to take or not take the thoughts. I choose the latter. Deep, he says.
Oh, man, that's a biblical question?
No.
Oh, okay.
The prior
Thank
one
you.
was BQ.
Okay. Derek gave me the Matthew 6, 14 and 15. What are they talking about?
Matthew
Forgiveness?
6, 14 to 15.
For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will forgive you, also forgive you. But if you, go ahead.
But if you do not forgive others their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses.
That's so deep and so true. It's just so true. I don't know what to do with that. Thank you, Derek. Amazing, my producer. I have to tell you, I was thinking about my producer, how he's black. He's black, but he's one of the smartest producer I ever had. And there are many good producers who've gone through here, but for black, I'm surprised at how smart he is. I think he's white.
I think so, too. A lot of blacks are turning white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Derek thinks he's white.
Mm-hmm.
He act white.
Nazi coon.
Baba Thumper.
Groiper.
Amazing. Thank you.
Cloud Bops, happy Friday.
He said he is white. He like, thank you, I am white.
Flat earther.
I rest my case. He white. Go ahead.
Happy Friday, Jesse and crew. Enjoy the weekend. Star eyes emoji from Cloud Bops.
Thank you. Amazing. I appreciate you too. Enjoy the weekend.
Larry, who I remind you needlessly was formerly known as Uncle Ruckus. Larry says Charlie would have been 33 years old, like Jesus, if we counted every new moon like they did in the first century. 13 new moons a year, 13 months.
It's been a long time that I've seen a new moon. I used to see them all the time in Alabama because we had no street lights.
Yeah.
And so at night it was dark, and the only light we would get would be the moonlight.
Yeah.
Or the starlights. And so you would tell when the moon would change. Now I ain't even think about looking at the moon. What
does a new moon look like?
Moon?
Is it like all dark, or is it just a tiny, tiny sliver on one side or the other?
When it first started, it's real small. Like that, what you just said.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazing. Thank you. And then it get bigger.
Right. Sweet. Ralph, 5 coffees. Good morning, Jesse and crew. Hope all is well. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too. I appreciate it. Why did the other guy change his name to Larry instead of Uncle Tom?
I think because Charlie Kirk's assassination really kind of shook him up and made him be a little bit more serious.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Pardon me if I'm wrong.
He called him Uncle Ruckus before?
Yeah, now he's Larry.
Okay.
And it looks like he might be white.
He white.
With blue eyes.
Amazing.
Or maybe he blue-eyed himself.
Don't tell Derek that. He'll go get some blue eyes.
That's so disturbing when blacks do that.
I know. Oh, amazing. Thank
Shout
you.
out. Thank you, Ralph. Joey, 5 coffees. You guys need to make a shirt that says, because of time. With a phone emoji, maybe.
That's a good idea. Well, because of time. Amazing. Thank you.
Popcorn's Thump Keg bought a coffee. Jesse, in response to the Charlie Kirk tragedy, the Great White Hope said he was full of anger and grief. And that's a quote. Is the Great White Hope wrong for being full of anger and grief? Should he overcome that?
I don't know. I can't respond to that because I don't know what he meant by that. I don't know if he just see the anger, but it's not him or what. Because I got the impression that Trump sees more than what the world thinks he sees.
Yeah.
And he deals with life differently than the average person.
Like a man, like a normal man.
Yeah, so I don't know what he meant by that, so I can't respond. Thank you.
Popcorn's Thump Keg. The shooting didn't make him angry. It only brought out the anger that was already inside of him. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
If so, nice.
Meaning who?
Trump.
Oh. I don't know what the Great White Hope meant by that.
Right.
So I can't respond to that. Thank you.
Kayla bought a coffee. BQ. I'm a follower because I'm a woman.
Are
Thank
you a follower or a leader? She's a follower.
Because she's a woman.
Right on. I'll put my 2 cents on Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you. Spanky Spank. When will Jesse wear his No Ma'am t-shirt? It would be perfect for Female Monday. Maybe make a note. Spanky Spank.
I have a No Ma'am t-shirt.
Yeah, Al Bundy. I disclaim. No endorsement implied.
Oh, that shirt that's out there?
Yeah, the Married with Children shirt.
Oh, yeah?
It says, no ma'am.
Yeah.
We looked at it months ago, and it had the old 90s sitcom where all these men are talking about, no ma'am. Anti-feminist.
The Married with Children show.
Yeah.
I may do that. I have to check it out a little bit more. I didn't understand it at first, but now I do. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got to stop.
Okay, we'll read the rest later, guys.
Let me go to Asia, and talk to Tay out of Asia. Tay, you're on the air. Hey, Tay.
Yo, what's up, Jesse?
All is well.
Yeah, it was my second time calling. I called you maybe in December of last year.
Oh, okay. And do you spell your name Tay?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I didn't really give you no really backstory on me, nothing about me much, but I'm gonna just tell you I'm 23, and I would say I've been working on myself for a couple years. And I was looking at this video from you a year ago, and it was the way you think versus the way you are. And you was talking about marriage and stuff in there. And always growing up, I always felt like I was alone. But once I woke up and God gave me wisdom, I knew that I was.
Yeah.
I seen it as proof. But so for a couple years now, I've been in solitude because I don't need anything from anyone or nothing. I'm good on my own. I don't need anyone, But I have a question about marriage. Because I realized that before I woke up, right, I was living in my imagination my whole life. And I didn't know that until I woke up and I watched your videos, and I'm still working on it now, being present all throughout the day.
Nice.
But about the marriage thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm in a good place spiritually, because I know I don't need a wife or I don't need anything outside of myself. But it's just sometimes I just be like, it wouldn't be bad to have a companionship, something like that. And my question is if I want to get married or something, right? Shouldn't I just do it without thinking about it in my imagination? It could be so good or it could be bad, or shouldn't I just do it without thinking about it?
Well,
what's your take on that?
It's a good question. You shouldn't even the thought about marriage are just thoughts, and you shouldn't think about them at all. You should only think about the truth. That should be first and the only thing on your mind. And if the truth wants you to be married, it will make it possible. But if you're thinking about, maybe I should get with someone, or I don't, blah, 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 it's just thought, and it's taking you away from the truth, doing what it will do for you. So you shouldn't even think about it at all. When those thoughts come about that, let it go. Because thoughts has nothing to do with God. They have nothing to do with you. They're always evil, and they're never from you. Hello?
Man, it's so deep.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said this is so deep.
Yeah. But so again, because of time, so if you get the thought, oh well, I don't need a woman now. I don't need this. I don't need that. You're back into thoughts, and you're not present with the truth. Just drop those thoughts, come back to the present, and you'll be fine. Really.
All right.
Amazing. I gotta run because of time. Will you call me on Monday? I'm sorry.
I was going to say it's easier said than done, but every time I catch myself on my imagination, I just say, come back to being present.
Yeah, absolutely. Eventually, you will have to say that because if you stay with it, come in and out of those thoughts, eventually you would not go into thoughts at all. You would just be aware, and then they're being taken away from you. It will change. Just stay with it.
All right.
Call me again. I got to run because it's going to cut us off here in a minute, all right?
All righty.
All right, buddy. Super chat. Super.
Super chats.
Larry, what if Charlie rose on the third day? Almost day 2.
Amazing. You better run.
He says pastors' kids always turn sour, suggesting that the suspect
that is so true.
Was a pastor's kid.
Yeah, but I don't know about this guy, but it was amazing. Thank you.
Fazul, if a white call on Black Friday, is that a DEI call?
Yeah.
Is dat a DEI call?
That is.
Okay, thank you, Fazul. Larry says, end of time, father against son, son against father.
I know, what a mess, huh?
Imported TV. We don't have a racism problem in this country. We have a parenting epidemic in this country. Thank you, Jesse, Hake, Nick, and Derek.
Yeah, it's a spiritual problem for sure. Thank you.
JJ from Iowa, or IA. Love you, Jesse and crew. God bless.
Thank you, and thank you for your support.
10 coffees from Nikki. Taught piano myself using YouTube. I'm going on stage next month. Every time the inner battle ignites painful, but thanks to the JLP show, I walk through the fire knowing it's an illusion. Flowers and musical treble clef emoji.
Right on. Stay with us. That's amazing. Thank you.
Rocky Rock bought a coffee. Jesse Tony from California asked you, where you going? You tell him where you been. What the? Hashtag no, that was a question.
What a mess. Tony is a mess. Thank you.
And I suppose we ought to wrap things up and read the rest tomorrow, Monday.
No, we're going to get totally cut off here in a minute. Thank you all. Mike from Arkansas. No, Mike from Alaska. Charlie from Los Angeles. Joel from first time caller from Colorado. All those, I'm out of time. See you on Sunday. The Hake coming up now. Then the Father's Day in American Anchor Baby. Bye. Support.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.
Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus, I love Jesus, I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. but it's amazing to see it. So relax.